Let's take a look at Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. In some ways, this is a very simple song, and that'll allow us to focus on some minor details that actually make a significant difference. The song seems to be about the conflict involved in love. The verses deal with people who don't seem to quite understand each other, and then the chorus reassures the lover that she will always be there no matter when he falls.
The verse is really quite simple. It's 4 measures repeated for a total of 8 measures. And the entire thing is really just a tonic prolongation. The way that they enrich this tonic prolongation is through a set of upper neighbors. Now, the melody, of course, is just going 2, 1, over and over again, right? 2, 1, and then 2, 3. So it's using that upper neighbor and then using it also to get back up to the 3. So the main point here is to get from 1 up to 3. But the way that they harmonize that isn't just by the way I was doing it just then, but rather by having an F6 chord. It's usually transcribed as a D minor, but that's not really how it's functioning. It's an F6 chord.
Here we see the neighbor groups, 2 to 1 3 times, and then 2 up to 3, so a prolongation of
Now,
1.
the pre-chorus is a little more interesting. First of all, it's 5 measures, which is a little awkward. It's not how it usually goes in music. Usually we're in groups of 4. But this is a 5-measure phrase. The other thing that's interesting about it is that it's primarily the voice is singing a fifth above the bass each time. So you have this kind of structure there, right? The change then is in this part. Right? So 5 measures. Now notice that those parallels give it this very sort of almost synthesizer-like sound. And granted, she's using synthesizers, but I mean, even when I play it on guitar here, there's a kind of almost mechanical sound to that, those hollow fifths. Right? So a 5-measure phrase. Notice that the first time she plays the pre-chorus, when she doesn't actually go to the chorus, you really hear it as a kind of interruption that then returns to the verse. So there's something a little, let's say, beautifully awkward about having a 5-measure phrase.
And here we see that 5-measure phrase. Notice that it's basically a prolongation of 4. We go from 4 to 5, 3, back to 4, and we do that a couple times within the 5 measures.
The chorus is, again, quite simple. It's just 4 measures repeated for a total of 8 measures. But this time, remember, we're in the key of C, but this time the chorus is really a dominant prolongation, so a prolongation of G for the most part, that then resolves to the C. It's a little more interesting than that because you have this syncopated thing with the voice, so that you have the, and then the bass comes in against that. So let's do that again. Notice that what's happening at the end there is the F chord, so the 4 chord, with that major 7th, that E then, the 3rd scale degree, holds over the dominant, resolves to the 2, but instead of going where we might expect it to be something like, right? But that's not how it goes. The way that it goes over and over again is now why? Because that the 3rd scale degree keeps the song open, so it feels like it's going to keep going, and then at the end, what she does is she does come back down to the 1 with the, and she does that twice, which gives it the fully rounded out cadential feel.
And here you see the chorus. Notice that we just go from 5 up to 6, down to 4, back to 5. So another prolongation through neighbors, and then we end on 1. Now let's hear a recording of the tune with me on guitar and Kellyanne's keep singing.
will